against Hawaii, the number 8 seed here. They come in 22-6 overall, 19-1 in the Big West, and on a 12-match winning streak. Should be a really interesting matchup tonight.
It really should be, and we had a chance to talk to both of the coaches, both head coaches, I should say, coming into this afternoon. And both sides, they're very excited. Obviously, I think it's a bunch of fun when you have two alums that are leading the programs that they played for, that they excelled under, and now they have their teams here back in the big dance. It's time to get rolling. I'm ready for this.
Well, you talk about Hawaii, what a program that they've put together, and you mentioned the head coach, Robin Amo, in her 5th season. This is their 29th consecutive NCAA tournament. You look at LSU on the other side, their first tournament appearance since 2017 under first-year head coach Tanya Johnson. It's going to be a great matchup. You got so much talent on both of these teams. Maybe they do it in slightly different ways, and I don't think either side's going to be intimidated just based on the competition they've played this year.
No, you're absolutely right, and to your point, we talked to Coach Amo, and that was one thing she talked about was the reason why they scheduled such a difficult non-conference schedule the way that they did. Big reason for that was because once you get into Big West play, you might not see certain teams as big or as physical as you would in other conferences. So they know what to expect, they know what to see, and already Hawaii with a big start.
That is Amber Aigidi, and she does it all for this team. The Big West Player of the Year. Her coach calls her a beast, and she does a little bit of everything as Hawaii is on the board first.
Yeah, her last time out, 19 kills, a match high. She hit 607.
LSU trying to answer. Hawaii in the white uniforms and the soft touch handled by LSU, officially the road team tonight in their purples. Good rally going here. That's Riley Wagner. Even 1-all as that was long.
One thing that'll be interesting to know, we'll see how Hawaii deals with some of the size that LSU has to offer. And that was one thing that Coach Amal, and as we mentioned, that non-conference schedule, it's one thing she talked about with the size that you usually don't see and you're not used to in the Big West. I wonder if it'll take some time for Hawaii to try to get over it. You saw an overhit there, but right there they won the point at the net. So it'll be interesting to see how they adjust.
That was Kate Lane getting credit for the kill on the joust, and number 10 in the white, another one to watch. The Big West setter of the year. So Hawaii up 2-1. LSU receiving the serve well, and that was nicely placed by Paige Flickinger.
Another thing I'm really interested to watch here tonight, how about this for Amber Aigidi? She comes from Baton Rouge, and welcome to your first round matchup here in the NCAA tournament. You're going up against LSU, the team that you grew up watching.
Incredible storyline there, and we'll be watching her all night, as pretty much everybody will. As we said, Aigidi, the Big West Player of the Year, one of the best players in the entire country, as that makes it 3-2 in favor of the Rainbow Wahine. Here's Aigidi to serve. 3-time Big West Offensive Player of the Week this year. Averages close to 4 kills per set and 1.3 blocks as well. Both of those second in the conference. And it's 4-2 Hawaii.
Here's the big question for LSU. They were 10th in the SEC in terms of hitting percentage. Came in hitting .221. Obviously, going forward, not even just in this match, but if they have aspirations to go forward, you're going to hope that they can get that number a little higher.
Some great defense there from Hawaii to keep this point alive. Maybe some early jitters here from LSU as another misplay on the pass, and it's 5-2 Hawaii. Well, Hawaii, neither one of these teams is really filled with veterans, but again, you talk about Hawaii, they definitely return more from last year's team, and they have a little more experience, returning 5 starters from last year's team, which did make it to the NCAA tournament and got into the second round before losing to Washington. now 5-3.
Well, no, you just made a good point. Because of that, let's think about it this way, too. This is for this group that is with Hawaii, they've been in the NCAA tournament for a while now. If you're a junior, senior, you've been in this NCAA tournament 3 years in a row. For LSU, this is the first time they've been here since 2017.
That's right. Haven't made it to the second round since 2014. Trying to change that tonight. As the back row attack from Wagner, and Hawaii up by 3 again.
And Ben, I don't know about you, but from what I do understand, it's still a long flight from Hawaii out here to California. I know technically if you look at a map, that's the closest intercontinental state to Hawaii, but
still not an easy trip.
That's not an easy trip at all. It's still a good 5-hour flight, I believe. But if you hear it on the broadcast, there are a lot of Hawaii supporters right now.
There are. Well, and what a program it is.
Yes.
That was Anita Onwusi with the kill there for LSU. But you're right, Jordan. I mean, the fan support that they get is just phenomenal. They average close to 6,000 per home match this year. As that was out 7-4 now for the Rainbow Wahine.
Yeah, I believe they drew just under 90,000 in total. So a phenomenal number. I mean, put that in comparison to where we are in Maples. This place holds, I believe, just a bit over 7,000 people. So on a given match, this place would look pretty much full if Hawaii had their home matches here.
Nice placement there by Sine Dotson. She entered the match 4th in the SEC with 411 kills on the season. One of the top performers in a really deep conference. And the answer from Hawaii, Tiffany Westerberg.
And you make a good point, though, Ben. You talk about LSU and the deep conference that they're in terms of the SEC. And 5 wins for the Tigers in terms of top 50 RPI teams, 3 of them in the top 30. A big-time block, though, up front. And guess who that was?
I'll give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count.
Well, you gave a good hint with 3.
There you go. Amber Aigidi, as we said, averaging 1.3 blocks per set, second most in the Big West. Came in with 390 kills, close to 4%. And her hitting percentage is just phenomenal, as that point goes to LSU. But you talk about Aigidi, came in with a .439 hitting percentage. That was 4th best in the entire country.
Well, not even just that. She had 16 matches this season where she hit over 400.
Incredible. 9-6 in favor of Hawaii. LSU trying to get on a little rally here on their serve, and that'll help, as it's now 9-7. Well, as we've talked about, look, neither team is going to be intimidated by the other. LSU, you talk about how deep their conference is, but Hawaii played a tough non-conference schedule in addition to rolling through the Big West.
No, you're absolutely right, and it was great to have a chance to talk to Coach Amau about that. So if you think about some of the teams they played, Pittsburgh, they were ranked number 6 at the time. San Diego was 25. UCLA was 23. In terms of Pac-12 country, obviously we're here at Stanford. USC was one of the better teams, especially earlier on in the Pac-12 that they went up against.
Yeah.
And
look at LSU right on cue, a little run to tie this first set at 9.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, again, the big thing for Hawaii is they might not have seen that level of competition in a while. Again, that's not a knock on the Big West. They are very capable, a lot of good Big West teams, but in terms of just that overall depth, if you want to look at conference play, obviously LSU has the advantage there in terms of tournament caliber teams and the amount of tournament caliber teams that they've gone against as of late compared to Hawaii.
Hawaii breaks the run, gets the side out, serving at 10-9. And here's Kendra Ham, the junior from San Diego. Well, this Hawaii team has talent from all over, only 4 Hawaii natives. We talked about that on the call as well, Jordan, how the recruiting goes all over the country. Speaking of Aigidi, couldn't finish the point there. Now the Tigers with a chance. Good rally forming here. Nice diving dig there from Flickinger. And another to keep it alive. And LSU wins the point. Samara Hill.
Yeah, early on, the longest rally that we've had so far. But again, to your point, you're talking about players from all over. It was fun to hear the reasonings in terms of some of the invitationals and non-conference matchups that Hawaii schedules and why they do it. Obviously, one, you want to be all over the place and let certain recruits get eyes on you. It's a phenomenal defense from LSU. But also, at a certain standpoint, when you have players from all over the country, all over the world, there are 3 different countries outside of the United States that are represented on this Hawaii roster. You want to give those players an opportunity to play closer to home a little bit. Let the family come see you.
That was great defense there. The block for Flickinger and Williams. Something Aguirre probably didn't have to see too much in the Big West, that type of defense. And that sails wide, so we're tied again. Competitive first set. We expect this one to be competitive throughout. And certainly, not just this match, but all 4 teams that we got in this quadrant.
Yes.
We'll have Stanford and Pepperdine coming up later tonight. That should be a good one, too. Pepperdine's not your average team facing a 1 seed. Stanford done no favors there by the committee.
And, of course, we'll get even more in depth to that with, I thought something that head coach Scott Wong for Pepperdine said was really interesting in that regard. But, you look up and down, so much talent in this bracket. I mean, look at LSU. They were 15-13, 9-9 in conference play. The lowest in terms of RPI rankings, lowest in the SEC, which, by the way, they brought 7 teams into the NCAA tournament, the most of any conference. And I guarantee you put LSU in almost any other conference in the NCAA, that conference record is going to look a lot better than just a 500 mark.
No question about it. Kaylin Alexander, she's one to watch for Hawaii as well. Get that kill. Number 17 in the white. She set a Hawaii record with 6 Big West Freshman of the Week awards this year. She was the Big West Freshman of the Year. Not surprising there after you win 6 Freshman of the Week awards.
Really? I thought there was going to be more competition for that.
Nice dig from Wagner to keep it alive. And the soft touch from Alexander. Back-to-back kills. Hawaii back in front by a point.
Yeah, good touch from Kaylin Alexander, the freshman from Alpharetta, Georgia, around my neck of the
Your
woods.
home state. I know you take a lot of pride.
Absolutely.
We're happy to see a Georgia native on this Hawaii roster.
Oh, I told Coach Mal that during the call. I said, I'm a little biased, but I think the best talent comes from the state of Georgia.
I bet she'd agree with you based on the year Alexander's having. Nice response there from Onwusi. And we're tied again.
But back to that point, though, from Alexander, that's one thing I'm really interested to see how Hawaii is going to attack at the net for the duration of this match, and also the counter that LSU will have for that. And we talked about the size that Hawaii has, but also the size that they haven't had to go up against in the Big West. So you might see a little bit more of that finesse play at the net. So how is LSU going to react to it?
Alexander gets another kill. Well, Hawaii, a great offensive team. They led the Big West in kills per set, assists per set, and hitting percentage this year. A .267 attack percentage during the season. As serving is Kate Lang, the setter of the year. Flickinger, and that was touched and goes long, and back and forth we go here. Neither team able to lead by more than 3 points. We're tied at 14.
Yeah, like you said, this is shaping up exactly how we expected it would. 2 very quality teams, and this is what the tournament's all about.
Absolutely. Well, we talked at the top of the broadcast, Jordan. For LSU, what a job for Tanya Johnson in her first season as head coach. It's a team that only returns 2 starters from last year, and they lose Kylie DeBerg and Taylor Bannister, who were 2 of their best offensive players. I think accounted for about 60% of their offensive firepower. And yet they've been able to, with a few returners, a few grad transfers, been very competitive and get back to the tournament for the first time since 2017. It's been a heck of a season in Baton Rouge. LSU a chance to take the lead, and they do on Lucy. She's got her third kill of the early going.
Yeah, she was set up perfectly for that. And you said something real quick. I know we got to go to break, so I'll hit on it more after this timeout. But the biggest thing that you have to do when you're trying to establish a winning program, you have to develop a culture. And obviously, Coach Johnson's done that already.
No question about it. All right, we'll step aside. 15-14 LSU. Back after this on ESPN+. LSU leading Hawaii 15-14 in the first set, round one of the NCAA tournament. Ben Ross, Jordan Watkins with you on ESPN+. Thanks for tuning in. Been an entertaining match so far, and we expect it to stay close the whole night. Winner of this one advances to the second round tomorrow against the winner of Stanford and Pepperdine. That'll be our second match tonight, as that falls just out. And we're tied again at 15.
Well, right now, the big takeaway that I've gotten early, I'm looking at LSU and their hit percentage. Right now, they're at 227. The big number that I'm looking at for them is 250. The reason why I say that, so far in this year, when they hit at 250 or better, they're 10-1.
That's pretty good.
Yes, it was pretty good. And
that's going to help right there from Vondran as well, as she just slammed that one home. That'll help the hitting percentage.
No doubt, and then it gets even better. They're 7-0 when they hit 300. So, again, that big number, though, is 250. If they can get over that, now at 261 after that last point.
I told you that would help from Vondran. 16-15 in favor of the Tigers. Nice hit from Wagner, and she picks up her third kill to tie it again. Well, it just feels like that's the way this match is going to go, Jordan, back and forth, and I think we're going to see some really competitive sets. No one going to run away with anything.
No, I agree, and I think the big thing for me, I'm just interested to see if there is a big run that comes in this match, who is going to get it, and at what point in the match will it happen? That's a big swing from Dotson.
Yeah, Sinead Dotson, fourth in the SEC in kills. The transfer from Oklahoma. He is one of their big offensive weapons and puts LSU in front by a point again. Serve there from Maddie Walk. Wagner is shallow. Another soft touch. We've seen a few long rallies so far in this first set. Good defensive presence at the net for the Tigers to give them another chance, but that time into the net, and we're tied at 17.
Yeah, Sinead Dotson, she knew it right away, too. She kind of put her hands up to her team, letting them know, basically, my bad. But there was one thing we were talking about going into that timeout with Tanya Johnson and building a culture. I always think there's something a little extra whenever an alum of not even just the school, but also the program comes back. Now, of course, late 80s, early 90s is when Tanya Johnson, first off, what a pancake that was from Larkin. But she was a big-time player. Actually, I think the last time Pepperdine and LSU matched up, she was on the LSU roster. So, there's a sense of pride for her coming back home to Baton Rouge.
No question about it, as this might be the new longest rally of this set, and it's still going. Wagner finally ends it. Well, to your point, Jordan, and you mentioned it earlier, not just Tanya Hill, but Robin Amo, an alum for Hawaii. It's pretty cool to see two coaches leading their teams that they played for. And in Tanya Johnson's case, she grew up about 15 miles from campus, so she's kind of a lifer. Same thing with Robin Amo. A great setter in her time at Hawaii, an Olympian as well, won a silver medal with Team USA in 2008. Hawaii now leading 18, make it 19-17, and LSU will call their first timeout.
Well, we talked about runs, and right now Hawaii has the biggest one of the match, the 3-0 run in terms of points for them. And, yeah, I mean, you think about this, too, from Coach Amo. It's hard taking over for a legend. It's very hard, not even just in terms of outside expectations, but also the pressure that you put on yourself. And, of course, she's taking over for Dave Shoji, who was the most winningest coach in NCAA history when he retired. Well, all that Coach Robin Amo has done since then, 3-time Big West Coach of the Year.
Including this year.
Exactly.
Well-deserved. 3-
3-time Big West champion. And so she's taken that and she's run with it, which, like I said, is so impressive. I think when you think, again, of the mental stress, not even just the actual physical and getting the program together, getting the right players in, she's taken all the aspects of taking after a legend and has done such a great job.
Yeah, this is a Hawaii program that, as we've talked about, in their 29th straight NCAA tournament, they're 4-time national champions, 9 Final Fours. And, you know, obviously if you're a volleyball fan, you know not just the women's team, but the Hawaii men's volleyball team, back-to-back national champions. Great pride in that program, both programs. And, you know, we talked about the fan support they get, too. It must be incredible to be a part of that program with the support you get. You see some of them here, and just the results that they produced on the court over the years.
Oh, without a doubt.
So 3 straight points for the Rainbow Wahine to lead 19-17. See if LSU can put an end to it. That's going to be wide from Hill. And Hawaii now within 5 points of this first set, potentially.
And right now, one of those trends, again, we talked about that 250 number for LSU. They're at 156. Coming into this matchup tonight, they were coming in at 221, and Hawaii was at 262. Well, right now they're at 310.
They're certainly a great offensive team. How about Wagner showing off the power? And it's a 5-0 Hawaii run.
That made the floor shake. How hard she hit that. That was right over here in front of us.
You never know here in the Bay Area if that's an earthquake or just some power on the court.
Right, and in that term, it was Riley Wagner that just brought all the force on that kill.
LSU will use their final timeout of this first set, try and come up with an answer. We'll step aside, 21-17, Hawaii trying to close in on the first set. Back in a moment. Welcome back to Maples Pavilion. Good fan support from both sides. LSU and Hawaii, our first match of the night. NCAA tournament first round. Ben Ross, Jordan Watkins with you. Thanks for tuning in on ESPN Plus. As Hawaii is trying to put away this first set, leading 21-17. Now make it 21-18. That ends a 5-0 run for the Rainbow Wahine.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're talking about the fan turnout, and you have a good amount of LSU fans in here as well. I know we talked about the Hawaii support. I'm sure these next couple of days, if you're an LSU fan, you're going to be a little bit stressed out. Obviously, you have the women's team here for the NCAA tournament. Word on the street is there's a big football game in Atlanta tomorrow, too, going on that some LSU supporters might be a little nervous about.
That's a great point. A little wide there to make it 22-18. Well, that's what comes with being a fan of a big-time program like LSU. Obviously, we know the success their football program has had. And you look up and down their athletic department. Some really good teams there in the SEC.
Yeah, I tell you what, they in that program, they are not afraid to, at whatever cost, to make things work. I mean, think about some of the big name hires that they've made as of late. I mean, we talked about Tanya Johnson coming back home, Brian Kelly in football, Kim Mulkey in women's basketball. I mean, you look up and down in LSU's athletic department. No matter what, how much money it takes, if the price is right, they're going to make it happen.
Service error there to make it 23-19. Still just 2 points away from the set for Hawaii. Riley Wagner leading everybody with 6 kills in this first set. Kate Lang, 12 assists. It's right about at her, actually a little better than her average, 10.24 assists per set for the season for the Big West setter of the year. As Williams serves it for the Tigers,
nice.
And that brings up set point for Hawaii.
Who needs to have over 10 assists per set when you can just dump it over on a second hit like that? I mean, this is, to make a basketball comparison, that's Magic Johnson-esque right there. Behind the back, no look.
Tremendous deception there. And now set point for the Rainbow Wahine. One of them fought off on Lucy with her 4th kill. Still 4 more set points, though, for Hawaii as they look to go ahead in this match. Set up for Alexander. LSU stays in the point. And there's Paige Flickinger. 24-21.
And one thing's for sure, you know LSU is not going to go down without a fight in any set.
And that will lead to a Hawaii timeout. Robin Amo wants to talk things over, make sure that they close out this first set. Still 3 more set points for Hawaii. We'll keep it right here. So LSU, as you look at them, 7th place in a deep SEC. 9-9 in conference play, 15-13 overall, making their first NCAA tournament appearance since 2017. And just a tremendous job, as we talked about, first-year head coach Tanya Johnson, and then on the other side, Hawaii, continuing their stellar play. 19-1 in the Big West. They come in winners of 12 in a row. And trying to see if they can carry that momentum here into the tournament.
Yeah, there's always something to be said about not even just being the best team, but being the hottest team at the right time. And, well, there's another team that we'll see later on tonight that also knows about that as well, who also could be potentially the best team in the tournament talent-wise. But, again, you come in winning 12 in a row, you have to be feeling pretty good about yourself. And already right now, too, you talked about it, we're going to go on to set point number 4, I believe, for Hawaii. But, you know, for LSU, you look at some of the teams that were in front of them, they played a lot of those teams that are ranked higher than them RPI-wise in the SEC pretty tough. I mean, they had a win against Kentucky. They came close to getting one against Florida. And again, when we talked to Coach Johnson, I know Georgia's not ranked ahead of them, but that was one of those that, you know, you looked at it, Georgia took 6 straight sets against LSU, but she really felt that by the way they played, those matches could have gone a little differently.
What a dig from Larkin to keep the point alive, but that will end the first set. Hawaii closes it out, 25-21, and the Rainbow Wahine Back at Maples Pavilion, Ben Ross, Jordan Watkins with you on ESPN Plus. We're just about ready for set number 2. Hawaii taking the opening set, 25-21. Rainbow Wahine 17-2 this year when they win the first set. So they will look to continue that trend tonight. Riley Wagner leading everybody with 6 kills in that first set. Kate Lang, 12 assists. Kendra Ham, 4 digs. Riley Wagner actually had 5 digs of her own. For LSU, Sine Dotson and Anita Onwusi with 4 kills apiece. Dotson led the team with 5 digs, and Maddie Walk had 6 assists. So Jordan, we'll see. It was a late run there in that first set. That allowed Hawaii to get a little separation and come away with it. See if LSU can bounce back and even this at a set apiece.
Yeah, big time start for Hawaii. Hit 378 in that first set.
Good block attempt from the Tigers. And that just crawls over the net for Riley Wagner. That's her 7th kill already.
But you can see how difficult it is and can be for Hawaii when that ball is set up so close to the net. Again, that height and size of LSU can give them some problems. But they're able to beat the block that time for the point.
As you mentioned, 385 hitting percentage now for Hawaii. As that catches the line, ties it at 1. Well, for LSU, they only hit 189 in that first set. Now up to 211. And as you said earlier, Jordan, the magic number for them has been 250. When they hit 250 or better this season, LSU is 10-1. Hawaii sets up their attack. Good block at the net. Now LSU with a chance. Flickinger has it sent back. And that is the point to Hawaii, 2-1.
The amount of hang time that you have to have when it's that soft hit at the net to still stay there and just bring that ball right back down defensively. Phenomenal job. I mean, take a look at this again.
That is amazing.
It was
just floating.
Yeah, you just have to float in the air. So good job there from Braylon Akana.
Good serve. A little trouble here for LSU. They do send it back. Free ball. Now Hawaii, a chance to attack, and Wagner drops the hammer.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I tell you what, there's one way you can also beat a block. You just hit a ball so hard it goes right through it. There have been a couple of times now that we've heard it over here where we're sitting courtside. Riley Wagner, she puts a charge into the ball when she gets a hold of one.
She does not hold back. Heck of a dig to keep the point alive there for Edmonds.
What a dig.
And another great dig. That was Kendra Ham. LSU does get the point.
Yeah, that time Wagner, her eyes got a little big there and just mishit it, trying to go over on the second hit.
Well, you talk so much about Igidi, and you might forget Wagner, the outside hitter, junior from Dublin, Ohio. First team All Big West this year. She was second in kills with 336. And again, this Hawaii team just has a lot of different ways they can attack you. Another one into the net, though, from Wagner, and we're tied at 3.
Yeah, hit that one on the outside of her right hand. She was fading to her left. It's a tough shot to hit there.
So a couple points in a row for LSU. And Aaliyah Williams, middle blocker from Kingwood Park High School in Houston, serving now for the Tigers. How about the block that time? Wagner into the hands of Samara Hill.
Yeah, one thing's for sure, and we talked about that first set and how LSU didn't hit the way that they wanted to. They're not going to get rattled very easily. You see how they're coming back right now in the second set. Now, again, right there, they didn't get the block, but you see they're getting a lot of hands on the ball right at the net. You see that's one of the things I've noticed, even more so from the first set now into the second one.
And we talked about it before. You know, you look at LSU, and Hawaii probably not used to having hands on a lot of their kill attempts in the Big West. And again, it's nothing against some of the competition. There's some great teams in the Big West as well.
Absolutely.
But it's a big and physical LSU front line. As the Tigers regroup, Flickinger joust at the net. LSU will get another chance. How about the block that time from Hawai'i? The longest rally of the second set.
Good effort.
Larkin getting down and a nice dig there. That was Dotson from the back row, and right back the other way is Ikanaga. What a rally. Ajiti had it sent back. Alexander, we're still going. Ajiti tries again, but on Wusi, right there for the Tigers.
Now, Ben, I know they say there's no cheering in the press box, but since we're not in the press box, can I give a standing ovation for that whole rally?
That was incredible. Well, the crowd is. I think fans of both teams are applauding the effort. That was tremendous.
I mean, think about all the extra efforts that you saw on some of those digs, the block attempts at the net, the reactions to the blocks at the net, and then finally with LSU getting the point on the block. I mean, that was phenomenal both ways.
LSU leading 5-4. Ajiti, that sails long. Or was it touched? Yes, it was. So it's 5-all, and for Ajiti, Ajiti gets her 5th kill of the match.
One thing, too, that's interesting, a point that you brought up earlier, you talked about how LSU, especially up front, they're a physical team. I found it very interesting that both coaches said that about LSU up front. Obviously, Tanya Johnson mentioned that on her own team, but Coach Amal said it too about LSU and some of the problems that they can bring up front.
Flickinger finishes that point. LSU back up.
Because, of course, Ben, you know me with my football background. When I hear physical, I mean, I think of it as, we're going to put hands on you, we're going to try to drive you down the field or reestablish the line of scrimmage. But no, I found it so interesting to hear both coaches describe them as physical. And, again, you talk about the height and the size that LSU has up front, and that's how they get that moniker.
That's a great point as Westerberg gets the kill there. But I think, in volleyball, it's not just the size, but it's the aggressiveness.
Yeah.
And it can be a little bit intimidating when you go against not just height, but athleticism, power, all of it combines. Tied at 6. And that's just long. LSU goes in front by a point.
And to continue on with that, like we mentioned, even though Hawai'i has been getting a lot of points while LSU has been getting hands on some of these kills, it's like you said earlier, probably if you're Hawai'i, you're not as used to getting as many hands on some of those big swings up front for the Rainbow Wahine.
LSU a chance to attack, a miss hit there from Dotson. And we're tied at 7. Well, it just has the feel, this match, that one big run can win a set. And we kind of saw that with Hawai'i towards the end of the first set. The question is, who can go on that run here and get a little separation on the scoreboard? Hawai'i was ready for the sneak attack. Wagner, that goes long.
But even to that point, so you see now Hawai'i in the second set, a lot of overhits on some of these big swings up front, and I think part of that has to deal with, again, as we talked about early on in this match, LSU had the ability, even if it doesn't show up for them on the scoreboard, they've had the ability to get a lot of hands on the ball at the net.
And creeps over the net. And another one long from Hawai'i. So LSU with their first 2-point lead here of this second set. Good look at Maddie Walk, the freshman setter from Texas. Wagner tries again, and that time put it right in the back corner. 9-8.
Now, of course, if you give Wagner any room, see that set had her a little bit further back behind the net. You give her some free room like that, she's going to take advantage of it. We've seen her do that a few times now.
Might want to clean up. I thought it might be a wet spot, but it could be a small cut for Ike Naga. They've got her little gauze for her hand, and that's going to be the brief delay here. 9-8 LSU in the second set. Hawaii took the opening set 25-21.
What do they call this in the NBA? Is it this infection and disease control,
yes.
I think is what it is?
Yes. So we'll pause for that. Well, we talked about Hawaii in the first set. Their hitting percentage was .378. And they've come back to earth a little bit at .228 now. And that, to your point, Jordan, maybe some overhits and some balls sailing long here. As you see Coach Robin Amo discussing things with her sophomore setter, Kate Lang.
Yeah, I think this – sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say it's going to be interesting to see sort of the chess match throughout this match. These are two teams that know how to win. And as you said, they're not going to be, number one, obviously not intimidated, but they're not. I think we've seen that both teams can overcome some adversity within a match. I mean, that's the ebbs and flows of a volleyball match. You're going to go on runs. You're going to have runs against you. It's just how you respond next point.
And I think the thing, too, about it, which makes the tournament so much fun, is you bring in the crowd to it. So, again, like we talked about, there's no true home court advantage for either of these teams. Now, we'll see how the turnout is for Stanford when they play later on tonight. But think about this. Sometimes if you're on the road, you have a team, the home team is going on a run against you, the crowd's into it, that adds a little bit to it. Now it's neutralized just a little bit. I know, again, if I had to guess, it's about maybe, what would you say, about 65-35 in terms of Hawaii right now for this match, maybe somewhere around there. But even then, it's not a true road match. So no matter how you put it, at the end of the day, when it comes to these runs, either getting on runs or trying to stop those runs, it's a lot easier to do so than how it would be in your usual home or away match.
It's interesting, too. Both these teams have been pretty good on the road this year. Hawaii has been good everywhere, 13-2 at home, 9-2 away. But LSU 6-6, playing .500 on the road in a tough conference like the SEC, where you are going to go into some hostile atmospheres. And I think that definitely prepares you for tournament play as well. You're not going to face, more times than not, road matches, although, as you said, we will see Stanford tonight as the host taking on Pepperdine.
Well, what do they always say as well in terms of the good teams? You find a way to be right around at least .500 on the road and you dominate at home.
Exactly right. Dotson comes flying in and has it partially blocked at the net. Nice dig there from the back row, Flickinger. And now Hill, great dig from Ike Naga. Both sides showing off the defense. Wagner cross court, and we're tied at 9.
What a shot. Cross court, find room in the back line.
She's into double figures now, 10 kills and 6 digs. Last 2 points to Hawaii. Dotson. Good swing, but Hawaii stays in the point. They'll reload for Wagner. Good position for Larkin. Pass was off. Hill just has to push it over. And that sets up Igidi, who ain't going to miss from there.
No, she isn't. And one thing we've seen a lot, too, especially as of late, Hawaii has really been going to Riley Wagner, and I think to an extent that helped set up this short set for Amber Igidi. It's almost funny to say that someone who's a conference player of the year, you could catch a defense by surprise, setting them up. But it almost feels like that's what happened there with LSU.
Tied at 10 after the miss. No, you're right. I mean, I think it's similar to football, the way you work the run in the pass. You do one to set up the other.
Yes.
And going to Wagner so many times, you don't always feed your middle blocker, but with Igidi, she's got the capability to do a little bit of everything on the court as they go back to her, and that time LSU able to survive. Wagner has it stuffed right back. Samara Hill and Aaliyah Williams.
Yeah, LSU was ready for it that time defensively. And I thought one thing that was pretty interesting, after the block up front, the first block attempt on Igidi, saw her clapping her hands. I think she was ready. She felt some kind of way about having that first one sent back.
Not used to it. 11-10 LSU. Wagner just wide. Really caught the line, and I think Hawaii was looking back to their bench to see if maybe we would get a touch. Will we have a challenge, perhaps?
Looks like we will.
So they're not challenging that it was out. They're challenging that it was a touch. And we have our first challenge of the match. So as it stands now, LSU leading 12-10. If Hawaii is successful here, that would make it 11-all.
Yeah, this will be an interesting one. And I mean, you saw the instant reaction from the Hawaii players as well when they were going back to their little huddle. They thought they had the point, then all of a sudden it looked like it was Amber Igidi who turned around first and looked at the referee here saying, wait a minute, that's supposed to be our point. And then everyone else on the Hawaii side started motioning as well that it was touched. So we'll see.
Well, LSU has responded pretty well here in this set, as now we'll get another look at it. And so tough to tell. I'm always amazed how volleyball referees can see with the speed of play and the speed of some of these hits. But more times than not, they get it right.
Well, the funny part about it, too, Ben, with you mentioning that, you see how fast the ball was moving even on the replay?
Yeah.
Usually replays are slowed down, and that was a bit there, too. But because even on the replay at first, I thought that the ball could have potentially been in along the line. And I was thinking, okay, maybe this replay will help me clear that up. And even now, I'm still not so sure. So, like you mentioned, big credit to the referees here and all across the country that have been in action for this first round starting yesterday. And such a tough job. All these women, they hit the daylights out of this ball. And, I mean, to make those split-second decisions based on what you see, it's impressive.
Our referees today are Brick Beatty and Eric Asami. Line judges Donald Taryn and Neil Meredith. And absolutely a credit to the work that they do. So if it stands, it would be 3 straight points for LSU. And that would make it 12-10. Hawaii taking the first set 25-21. This is only the 4th meeting all time between these schools. Hawaii has won the first 3. It's been almost 20 years since the last meeting, though. 2003, the last time these two faced off.
Yeah, like you mentioned, it's been a while, and I know for LSU, they're trying to buck some trends that have been happening as of late for all the teams that are in this field. They're 0-8 combined in terms of matching up against Hawaii, Stanford, and Pepperdine. But the one thing for them that they can say, well, first off, again, it's been a while since they matched up against them. But also, they've never gone against any of these 3 teams in the postseason as well. So it's time for some new trends to be made.
A fair point. Challenge is unsuccessful. LSU does get the point, so it remains 12-10. And the Tigers will serve. It's Sinead Dotson, 4th in the SEC and kills with 411 this year, the Oklahoma transfer. And just their 2nd service error of the night for LSU. So that puts an end to the run of 3 straight points.
One thing to note, too, for Ella Larkin, earlier in this set, she had her 4th dig of the match. And with that, she is now in the top 10 in terms of LSU program history of digs in a single season. So now 498, she's in the top 10. Congratulations to Ella for that.
Thank you for remembering. I made a note of that. That kill for Wagner. But you're right, she's in the top 10 now, and she could move up even a little higher.
Yep.
If she gets to 500, that would move her to 8th. If she can get to 5-14, that would get her to number 7. So we're tied at 12 in this second set. Flickinger, another nice dig from Ikenaga. And LSU back in front. Well, just looking at the stats here, Hawaii does have the edge in kills, 26-16, but LSU starting to build a small lead in blocks, 5-2 after that one from Flickinger and Williams. Igidi, nicely done to tie it at 13.
Ben, I tell you what, this just feels like a heavyweight bout, doesn't it? Back and forth. And it kind of goes back to something that Tanya Johnson talked to us about a few days ago when we asked her, well, for a lot of the players on her team, they don't have this postseason experience. What's the big change that you told your team you can expect? You said at any given day, anyone can win. Because, of course, you get to this level, everyone's had a great season. You have a lot of really good teams. Phenomenal effort to keep that ball alive. But everyone has a chance to win because everyone's good.
Absolutely. Everybody's 0-0. And speaking of good, Anita Onwusi, the preseason All-SEC Conference Team honoree. She's got her 5th kill. Let me say that again. Preseason All-SEC for Anita Onwusi, 6'3" senior from Houston, Texas. Last year had a .346 hitting percentage, 10th best in LSU history. Igidi gets another, and we're tied again.
That was one, at least up front, you saw in Wusi. She was looking around to see where the ball went. She thought she got enough on the block. But for Igidi, just found enough room to put one home.
We mentioned earlier Igidi with a .439 hitting percentage this year. 4th best in the entire country. That's the best single-season hitting percentage in Hawaii history. As Flickinger flies in for her 5th kill. And back and forth we go. That'll take us to the media timeout. 15-14 Tigers trying to even this match at a set apiece. Still work to be done. We'll be back with the rest of the second set after this. (15-14) LSU leading here in the second set over Hawaii, but the Rainbow Wahine took the first set 25-21. Ben Ross, Jordan Watkins with you on ESPN Plus. It's the NCAA Women's Volleyball Tournament, round number 1. The winner of this match will stick around to play tomorrow against the winner of our nightcap, Stanford and Pepperdine. As that's the 3rd service error of the night for LSU, and we're tied at 15.
Yeah, 3rd service error for them, but at least offensively, been doing a pretty good job. Only 2 errors on the attack in this set. Meanwhile, you look at Hawaii, they have 10 in this set alone, 3 in the first.
Kate Lang, the Big West setter of the year, serves it for Hawaii, and a nice setup to Dotson. Sinead Dotson Spent her first 2 seasons at Oklahoma and transferred to LSU. Now in her senior year, originally from Houston. LSU back up by a point. And another error for Hawaii, that one from the freshman of the year, Kaylin Alexander. So perhaps a small opportunity for LSU right now. They lead 17-15. This was right around the point in the first set where Hawaii went on their run. And that's long. 3 in a row for LSU, 18-15.
It's been twice now in this set, too, I've noticed something. So the Hawaii contingency on that side of Maples, there's been twice now where they started a Let's Go Bows chant because they kind of sense that momentum going towards LSU now. The first time they did it, Hawaii got the point. This time, LSU continues the run.
It leads to a timeout for Hawaii. We'll keep it right here. Well, these are certainly some of the most knowledgeable volleyball fans out there, some of the most loyal. We talked about the fan support and the attendance that Hawaii got this year, close to 90,000, an average of nearly 6,000 per home match. It's a proud volleyball program, 4 NCAA national championships, 9 Final Four appearances. Pretty incredible, as we mentioned earlier, this is their 29th straight NCAA tournament. Just think about how long that is. I mean, you talk about generations of players coming through. It's quite a program.
No, without a doubt, and we talked about the legacy of Dave Shoji that he left here before Coach Robin Amo got the head coaching job. But, I mean, think about this. This is the 50th year in terms of program history of Hawaii women's volleyball. And 40 of those years, they have been in the NCAA tournament. I mean, just think about that. 80% of the time that you put a team out to play a volleyball season, you're making the postseason.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good for any percentage. All right, LSU trying to keep this run going. They've scored the last 3 points. Ella Larkin on a nice little service run, and how about the dig from Larkin? Dotson, 4 in a row for the Tigers. Well, Jordan, I know you're a football guy. I was pretty excited to see when doing my research, Sine Dotson, the daughter of Santana Dotson, former NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's now 5 in a row for LSU. I'm sure football fans remember Santana Dotson. I know I do from my time growing up.
That might have been a little bit before, well, at least before I was old enough to remember exactly what was going on. But I tell you what, I think one thing's interesting. We talk of again. We mentioned physicality with LSU, and you see it all over, and a lot of that has to deal with the family roots. And I think a lot of where the players come from too. You see a lot of that Bayou heritage in this LSU team, not even just from Louisiana, but Houston. I think a lot of people sometimes forget Houston's also a Bayou city as well.
What a rally we've got going here. And Kaylin Alexander ends it. Hawaii needed that point, stops a 5-0 run. And now Alexander will serve.
Yeah, you mentioned it. We saw in the first half it was Hawaii around this point in the set that had the big run. Well, right now is LSU. And if Hawaii really wants to get a chance to go up 2-0, they need to make a move right now.
Dotson has it sent back, tries again. Hawaii will set up their attack. Wagner has it blocked right back. Josie Vondren and Aaliyah Williams were there.
I tell you, it's just so difficult in this set for Hawaii to get something going at the net. LSU and that size and athleticism up front has really been in control on defense.
Well, Josie Vondra, number 5 in the purple, not someone we've talked a ton about tonight, but she's been a really big addition for this LSU team. Grad transfer from Ohio State. As that lands in, and it's 21-17. Nicely done there by Wagner.
Ben, it's pretty funny. Anytime we look down at our notes, just for a quick second, we hear this loud noise. I think we already know who's getting the swing for Hawaii.
Kaylee Ikenaga, the sophomore from Honolulu, serves it up. And the over ball is slammed down by Samara Hill. 22-17 LSU. But back to that point on Vondran. She's now in her 5th NCAA tournament. We talked about how this LSU team hadn't had a ton of postseason experience. She is the exception to that rule. That's another service error. And it's 22-18.
And whenever you can bring in someone who's had experience, obviously you have a coach who's had experience. Whenever you start building that culture of not even just a winning culture, but an expecting to win culture. When you can bring in people who have been there and done that before, that's a huge part of establishing that.
Here's the lone senior on the Hawaii roster, Milana Bird. And a service error to make it 23-18. So that's the amazing thing about this Hawaii team. They did return 5 starters from last year, but they're still young. Only 1 senior on this whole team. LSU 2 points away from the set, trying to even this match up. Aaliyah Williams serves. Ijidi couldn't finish the point. Now LSU with a chance, and it's kept in play. Ray
Wow.
Hustle. Talia Edmonds giving her body up, and Flickinger gets the kill. That brings up set point.
Again, just the extra efforts that we've been seeing so far has been so impressive on both sides. And again, that second timeout now forced by Hawaii. LSU with the set point.
24-18, we'll keep it here again as LSU trying to win their first set since they beat Texas A&M in 4 back November 16th. Their last 2 matches of the season were against Georgia, another tournament team from the SEC. They were swept in those 2. But they are on the brink of evening this match as Hawaii took the first set 25-21, and now LSU has answered back. And Jordan, I think we were both expecting a long match tonight. Get comfortable. Stanford and Pepperdine to follow. They're scheduled for 7, but of course that could get delayed a little bit depending on how this one goes.
Yeah, the big thing is, so just in case you were wondering about that, if this does go a little bit later, what happens? It's going to be at minimum that 30-minute warm-up period for Stanford and Pepperdine. But no, you brought up this point for LSU. They're looking for their first set win since the Texas A&M match on the 16th. And there is something to be said about you go a little bit of a ways. Obviously, we're into December now. That's at least a little over 2 weeks. When you go a bit after not winning and you get that first taste of it, you want it just that much more. And so for LSU, it'll be interesting to see, if they can finish this off here. I'll be really interested to see how they come out in set number 3. Now that they have a set win under their belt, it's kind of like you take that monkey off your shoulder, if you will.
Absolutely.
And maybe you get on a roll and just take off from there.
Still a little more work to do here as Aaliyah Williams serves long. And it's 24-19. Well, if Hawaii wants to stay in this set, Riley Wagner will have to get on a service roll. She leads everyone in the match with 12 kills, but also 8 errors. She's a dig away from a double-double, 9 digs in the match. LSU trying to close out the set. Ijidi sent right back, and LSU has evened the match at a set apiece. 25-19 LSU in the second. We're all tied up 1-1. Third set coming up after this. It's the NCAA Women's Volleyball Tournament on ESPN+. Welcome back to Maples Pavilion. Great crowd on hand for the first round of the NCAA Women's Volleyball Tournament. And our first match is all tied at a set apiece. Hawaii winning the first set 25-21. LSU bouncing back 25-19 in the second. Ben Ross, Jordan Watkins with you on ESPN+. Thanks for tuning in tonight, and this should be an exciting remainder of this match. And then our nightcap, the number 1 seed, Stanford, taking on Pepperdine. That's the winner of that match will face the winner of this. That's where they're trying to get tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the second round. As set number 3 underway, LSU serving first. And what a block right off the bat from Aaliyah Williams.
Well, we talked a lot in that second set about how LSU's defense really flexed their muscles. And they start off set number 3 doing the same. I mean, you look at the difference between set 1 and 2 was a turning of the tide, if you will. I know I'm not really supposed to say tide when I'm talking about LSU because that's, you know, a little bit of Alabama in there. But you look at set number 1, in terms of the attack, LSU had 6 errors. Hawaii had 2. In that second set, it was flipped. Hawaii had 10 attack errors, and we talked about how there's a good chance that the presence at the net of LSU might have affected some of that as well. Just 1 attack error in the second set for the LSU Tigers.
Good rally here at 1-all. And finished off by Samara Hill. And to your point, Jordan, the hitting percentage, LSU is now at 176. Hawaii down at 124. That's well below their season average. They led the Big West Conference at 267. And so they're not used to making this many errors. And
even to Hawaii's credit, it's not like LSU had this phenomenal hit percentage in the second set as well. I mean, LSU only hit 167, but when you hold your opposing team into the negatives, any type of hitting percentage you have, 167, it doesn't matter. You're going to look just fine.
2-all, and Riley Wagner will serve for Hawaii. First team all Big West Conference. Flickinger. Well defended at the net by the Rainbow Wahine. Back row attack, overpass, and Gidi ends it.
Well, again, that was set up by Riley Wagner coming out the back line that had such a hard hit once again. That's what helped carry that ball back over on that dig attempt for LSU. Hasn't been often, especially in that second set where we've seen Hawaii really get set up by LSU like that.
A little trouble with the serve there from Wagner, and this will give Hawaii a chance to attack. Alexander wide. 3-all. LSU 15-13 this season, 9-9 in a deep SEC. Hawaii comes in having won 12 matches in a row. They finished the year 22-6, a dominant 19-1 in the Big West. And our first service ace of the night. Aaliyah Williams gets it for LSU, and they lead 4-3.
You hear that Hawaii crowd once again trying to get into it.
Another good serve from Williams. This time Hawaii handles it. Igidi, just enough.
When you need it most, go to the Big West Player of the Year, and that's exactly what Hawaii does.
That's 10 kills now for Igidi. He's also got a couple of blocks. And now Igidi serves it. A little trouble there for Larkin. Flickinger. Hawaii will set it up for Alexander, and she placed it right between the blockers.
One thing I thought that was fun to hear from Coach Amal about. That was fun to hear about Kaylin Alexander. She was mentioning about how there are certain facets of her game. One you just saw there, serving. She didn't realize exactly how good she was at it.
Great effort, nearly an incredible dig from Wagner. But the point goes to LSU. We're tied again, 5-all.
It was pretty funny. She was talking about being on her club team, and obviously you're on the same club team for about 4 years. You have a certain role. And then she gets to campus, and then that 2-week ramp-up period getting ready for the season, Coach Amo's saying, oh, wait a minute. I didn't know you could pass like this. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't know you could serve like this.
You can do it all. And the kill there to make it 6-5.
Right on cue. And she almost had remember the movie Friday Night Lights when I believe it's Boobie Miles' uncle or grandpa was talking to the coaches, and he said, oh, and he can pass.
Well, it's impressive, not just her, but IGD. Coach Amo was saying the same thing as Flickinger evens it at 6. But IGD, she was even joking, the defense was what surprised her a bit from the big 6'3" middle blocker, even joking about maybe moving her to more of a defensive role next year. I think she was kidding, at least I think. But the Big West Player of the Year for a reason. And then you add Alexander, who comes up with another kill. This Hawaii team is poised for another big season next year.
No, absolutely. Again, when you have certain pieces on your team and on your roster that you can move around and know that the production or play and performance is not going to drop off from that player, there's just so many more things that you can do as a coach. It makes your job that much easier.
Heck of a serve there from Alexander. Rainbow Wahine on the attack. Off the scoreboard. And that'll be a point to Hawaii. That was sent way into the air by Larkin, and it got the underside of the big scoreboard here. Hawaii opens up a 2-point lead.
Yeah, if you haven't been in Maples before, that center hung scoreboard, it can hang pretty low compared to some others that you might see in some big-time college arenas.
Great serve from Alexander. Wagner went with the changeup. Flickinger from the back line, still in play. And another good block attempt from LSU to get a point back, 8-7. Ella Larkin now will serve for the Tigers. Sophomore from Mays, Kansas. Led the SEC this year, 4.41 digs per set.
Right on cue.
The libero all over the floor. Akana, and there's Larkin again. They just add up. Great dig on the other side from Ike Naga. And another. Wagner trying to end the rally, can't do it. Another one close to the scoreboard. And Dotson put everything into that one. Great rally, point to LSU.
And we're seeing that scoreboard get closer and closer to being more in play. And I wonder going forward, for 3 of the teams that are here, that's something that you have to get adjusted to. Now, obviously, they've had some practice rounds in Maples before the matches happen this afternoon and tonight. But something that you have to get adjusted to. And I wonder, and we'll see going forward, too, especially for Stanford when they play, that's something that can be to their advantage. Well, they're used to it. This is their home gym.
That ball was touched, so 3 in a row for LSU. Ella Larkin on a bit of a service run here. Larkin now up to 9 digs in the match. She's over 500 for the season, 503. And a good response from Hawaii, Tiffany Westerberg. Tied at 9.
Already about, I think it's the second time I've seen in this set for Hawaii where it seemed like LSU wanted to go on a run, really take control early in the set, and Hawaii's answered.
9-all. Dotson. A little more power to make it 10-9. Today, Dotson nearing a double-double. She's got 8 kills, 10 digs, and a couple of blocks. now the freshman Maddie Walk to serve. Nice swing from Braylon Akana, junior from Oahu. And we're tied at 10.
Yeah, we talked a lot about the big swings that Riley Wagner's had in this match. I mean, that one from Akana about as strong and powerful as any that Wagner's had.
Kate Lang serves for the Rainbow Wahine. Ooh, a lot of power right on cue from LSU. And it's 11-10. Dotson another kill.
Ben, after a while, this is about the third, I'd say, ball that's come our way. After a while, we might have to break out our dig form in a second, too, and keep these balls alive.
I already failed before the match. Had one popped nice and easy into the air, and it went right through my hands. Wagner. LSU did a good job slowing it down at the net, and now the stuff block for Hawaii. Ijidi and Lang.
Yeah, you can see how much Amber Ijidi enjoyed that block. But Ben, I'll tell you this much. In the world of sports, this is what makes it so great. It's not what you do on the first time. It's the fact that you have other chances to make up for it.
That's right. I'm going to bounce back.
There you go.
I'm ready. A little long on the serve, 12-11 LSU. Well, we talked last set about how tough the officials' job is. I mean, again, these women really do hit the ball hard.
Yes.
And there is so much pace behind all of these swings. I'm in awe of the athletes, the officials, everybody involved here. Overpass. Ijidi makes it 12-all.
You talk about the athleticism. There, you see two types of jumpers here, too. I think it's so incredible. So, again, we talked about earlier in the first set about you have some jumpers where even if they don't get high off the ground, they have this ability to just float at that apex of the jump for a bit.
Dang, yeah.
And then, of course, you have some, like you just saw there with LSU and Anina Nwusi. I know she mishit it and went out of bounds. But you see how high above the net she gets on that swing.
Nwusi with preseason All-SEC this year, senior from Houston. Hawaii with a 1-point lead. Tied at 1 set apiece. Nice dig, but Nwusi wasn't going to miss from that range. And we're tied again.
And you saw a bit of how that physicality for LSU up front comes to their benefit. Not even the kill for Nwusi, but even before that, that huge swing that led to the dig, which brought the ball over on the overhit. That's what set him up.
Little off with the pass, and LSU takes advantage. Josie Vondren goes up and gets the kill.
Did I say something about physicality?
I think you did. Well, on those jousts, it really is physical. It comes down to not just the leaping, but the strength. Just shove it over. LSU up a point. Alexander gets the kill. And we're tied again. Alexander now the third Hawaii player into double-figure kills. That's her 10th. And Kate Lang will serve. We mentioned she's the Big West setter of the year. Closing in on 2,000 assists this season. Nice setup for Akana, but kept in play by the Tigers. Flickinger got just enough on that. It lands out of bounds. And the point to LSU to take us to the timeout, 15-14. Another close set. Tigers up by a point, all tied 1 set apiece. We'll be right back on ESPN+. Back at Maples Pavilion, Ben Ross and Jordan Watkins on ESPN Plus for the first round of the NCAA Women's Volleyball Tournament. LSU and Hawaii tied 1-all. LSU up 15-14 here in the third. Been a back and forth match, ultra competitive as we expected between these two teams. And now Hawaii on the attack. Alexander, the freshman, ties it at 15.
So I'm so impressed by Kaylin Alexander. You're a freshman coming on into the big stage in the NCAA tournament, and she has not bat an eye.
Alexander now with 11 kills and a .273 hitting percentage. She was the freshman of the year in the Big West. Won 6 Freshman of the Week awards, which set a Hawaii record. Wagner goes with the change-up. And a little overpowering that time for LSU to regain the lead.
Well, right here, Ben, for the first 2 sets of this match, this has been that point in the set where one team has really taken control. And we'll see right now at 15-16 who's going to do it.
Just wide there on the hit from Westerberg. Well, LSU, a slight advantage now, up by 2. This becomes a big point. Can LSU get a 3-point lead? You're right. This was right around the time in the first 2 sets we saw a run from either side. Westerberg with the tap. Dotson, perfectly placed. And LSU does open up that 3-point lead. Danae Dotson, the first Tiger into double figures with 10 kills. She's also got 11 digs to lead the team. Larkin has been effective serving tonight for LSU. The ricochet keeps it in play for the Tigers. Feels like a point Hawaii really needs, and they get it. Riley Wagner comes through.
That was a very good call in terms of that's the point that they needed to have. Because again, I think as this match has been going on, LSU is really starting to flex those defensive muscles a little more and more. And coming into tonight, opponents were hitting .204 against them. Right now they're holding Hawaii to 169.
And into the net from Annika de Huda. Getting some playing time here, the sophomore from the Netherlands. 19-16 for LSU. Maddie Walk will serve. Good reception from Hawaii, but a rare miss from Igidi. And LSU has an opening here, 2016. Timeout Hawaii.
Yeah, for Igidi, you won't say this or see this often. Just didn't get on top of it. You kind of saw it right away as soon as the ball left her hand.
Well, LSU's done a pretty good job, I think, tonight on Igidi. I mean, again, look, you got a .259 hitting percentage, which is solid, but when you talk about what she had coming in, 4th best in the nation at .439, and I think you mentioned it earlier, Jordan, all those matches above 400 this year. You keep her below 300, you've got to be very happy if you're Coach Tanya Johnson.
Well, I think the big thing with that is when you have a superstar in any given sport, one of the things that you have to keep in mind is you are not going to stop them. They are going to find a way to do their damage. Now, what you can do is you find a way to make it difficult for them. And to your point, that's what LSU is doing so far. Again, 11 kills, so she's getting the points. But as you mentioned, coming in right now at this point, hitting .259, when you hit .439, almost 200 points higher during the regular season, that's testament to some pretty good defense.
Uncharacteristic, too, for Hawaii tonight as a team, and you talked about it, the 25 attack errors. So their team hitting percentage just 150.
Well,
I think that's a big reason LSU is in position perhaps to take a lead here in this match.
Oh, absolutely. And I think part of that, too, is not even just the fact of they have all those service errors. You see how they happen in bunches. Again, the set that Hawai'i won, they only had 3. Last set, they had 13, and now they're already at 7.
Another big point here for Hawai'i out of the timeout. Aigidi has it sent back. Aaliyah Williams fired up. That's 10 blocks tonight for LSU as the defense of the Tigers causing problems.
And just meet me at the summit.
Wagner, the soft touch, and that'll get a point back for the Rainbow Wahine. Here's Kendra Ham to serve for Hawai'i. Fed to the middle, Aigidi right there. Somehow LSU stays in the point.
That is incredible.
Aigidi thought she had a winner, but now LSU a chance to attack. Dotson cross court, and LSU gets another 22-17. They had no business winning that point. What an effort.
Yeah, I'm putting a note down for that point to see how the rest of this match goes. You want to talk about something that can really just be a back-breaking blow. Here, Hawai'i, LSU's that close to getting another set point. You think you have 2 points in a row. You might get something going in terms of momentum. And then it's just a phenomenal play defensively by LSU that leads to a point for them.
Good defense from Hawai'i. LSU try again. And now they're 2 points away from the set. Samara Hill, big time velocity. Timeout Hawai'i. We'll step aside and bring back the broadcast for the rest of this third set. It's 23-17 LSU. Back in a moment on ESPN+. (23-17) LSU closing in on a 2-1 lead. First round of the NCAA Women's Volleyball Tournament. And Dotson serves for the Tigers. Wagner, that time she did not go with the changeup.
Yeah, that was a gotta have it point. And of course, when in doubt, when you need to have it, you go with what brought you to the dance. No pun intended. Okay, maybe a little bit. But, you know, we've seen that big windup from Wagner all afternoon. Big time swing, big time point.
23-18 still for LSU, and now set points coming. Aaliyah Williams with her third kill of the match. Williams trying to serve it out here in the third set for the Tigers. After Hawaii took the first set, LSU has bounced back in a big way. That one long. And so a side out, still 24-19.
And LSU, whenever they take a two sets to one lead this season, they're 7-1. So obviously, going into this third set where it's kind of in that toss-up range, they really wanted to have it. Now they're just 1 point away.
Feed the middle. On Wushi has it rejected by Westerberg. So that's 2 fought off from Hawaii. Still a lot of work to do, but they're in the set.
Tell you what, again, we talked about it earlier. The Rainbow Wahine, one thing that you don't have to worry about, they are not going to give up on a set. They won't stop fighting.
Another set point. Good dig from Naijiti. And that is out, and the set to LSU. 25-20. The Tigers have won back-to-back sets, and they're now just 1 set away from moving into the second round. We'll be back with set number 4 after this. LSU 2-1 advantage on Hawaii. Welcome back to Maples Pavilion. Ben Ross and Jordan Watkins with you on ESPN+. LSU a set away from advancing to tomorrow's round 2 of the NCAA tournament. They lead Hawaii 2-1. It was the Rainbow Wahine jumping ahead 25-21 in the first, but the Tigers bouncing back 25-19 and then 25-20. We'll see if Hawaii can respond and force a 5th set.
Yeah, that was the best set offensively for LSU so far in this match. They hit 306 in that third set. They did not clear 200 in the previous 2. Meanwhile, again for Hawaii, one of the big bugaboos for them offensively has been the attack errors. 9 in total in that third set, after having 15 in the second.
Hawaii will serve to start the 4th set, and we are underway. An early missed hit for Williams, and Hawaii jumps ahead. Well, you get the sense the beginning of this set could be critical. The first 3, it's been interesting, sort of back and forth early on, but Hawaii facing elimination now would like to maybe build an early lead and play from ahead a little bit.
Absolutely. They want to go on a big run here. Put some of that pressure back on LSU, because obviously when you have an opportunity to close out a match, you want to do it as soon as you can. So you want to see if you can get a lead. Again, usually the big runs in this match so far have come later on in the set. If you're Hawaii, you want to try to get that going early in the set.
Sine Dotson serves after her kill. Naijiti, nice feed to the middle by the Rainbow Wahine. To point out as well, Naijiti picked up her 400th career block in that last set. She's got 3 blocks in the match along with 12 kills, the Big West Player of the Year. As Kendra Ham will now serve for Hawaii. Flickinger, nice pass, nice finish, tied again.
And that's her 10th kill, so now she joins Dotson in double digits in kills for LSU.
Gage Flickinger, the junior from Roanoke, Texas. The dump kept alive from LSU. Another great dig. Both teams playing good defense this point. On Wushi. No dig that time. Too much power.
You ever just see how a setup coming and you just know it's kind of like a uh-oh. I mean, again, we've seen some fun
crash in slow
exactly.
motion.
Exactly. We've seen some phenomenal digs on both sides of the net from both teams. But you just saw it getting set up there for Nwusi. No matter how great of defense you can play, I don't think you're stopping this one.
Service error evens it at 3-all. And now serving for Hawaii is Riley Wagner. She leads everyone in the match with 16 kills. Also has 13 digs. Hill will try again. And another kill for Samara Hill. That's her 6th of the match. LSU back up by a point.
You're starting to see that physicality really take over for LSU. That's 2 points in a row now for LSU, where, again, because they are swinging so hard off that dig for Hawaii, the ball comes right back over the net, and LSU has a chance to set up the offense again.
Good job slowing down Igidi. And another point for the Tigers, who now lead 5-3. LSU trying to reach the second round of the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2014. Joust at the net, still alive. Hawaii will get the attack. Alexander couldn't get it through the blockers. Maybe a little miscommunication there. LSU a chance for Flickinger. Alexander again, and it's blocked right back. LSU, the net front presence now up to 11 blocks.
LSU's just in a groove right now. You can see it and sense it. Offensively, defensively, you name it. They are on a roll. And, of course, if you are in Louisiana, you know what they say. Laissez les bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll.
That's 3 in a row for the Tigers. Igidi puts an end to the run.
And, of course, as soon as the broadcaster says something about them being on a roll, that's what happens, right?
Hey, if you're Hawaii, you need Igidi right now.
Yes.
To start to take over this match. Big West Player of the Year, 4th in the nation in hitting percentage coming in. The junior from Baton Rouge, facing LSU, and serves a little long. And we've seen both teams with some service errors. That's the 7th for Hawaii, 8 for LSU, and only 1 ace combined in the match. That one for LSU. Flickinger with the serve. Well set up by Hawaii, but Westerberg couldn't put it away.
Good
They'll
job
get another
keeping that in
chance.
the antenna.
You're right. Defied physics. Still alive.
Oh, goodness.
Playing with the dump. Now Dotson for the Tigers. Well positioned was Ikenaga. And it's another Tiger block on Wusi. Makes it 8-4.
You remember that point back when LSU made it 22-17 in the last set? How it seemed like it should have been a surefire point for Hawaii, and LSU found a way to make things happen.
You made a note of it.
It's been a few times now, and it just happened again. It actually happened, I think, twice in that rally. I thought LSU was done for right. They find a way to get the point.
More good defense at the net. Alexander, that one in. Able to beat the blockers and make it 8-5.
What a swing. Kaylin Alexander. Yeah, she just continues to impress me here tonight.
Kaylin Alexander now with 12 kills and 3 digs. The freshman from Alpharetta, Georgia. Nice setup for Dotson, but a rare miss tonight. And that's 2 in a row for Hawaii. Just the 5th attack error for Sine Dotson. Dotson, by the way, with her 9th double-double of the year. 12 kills, 15 digs. She's nearing a career high in digs. Her current career high is 16. Alexander set up again. What a dig by Flickinger. Just stuck the right hand out. Hawaii will try again. The other side, Akana. And a good response from the Rainbow Wahine. 3 in a row.
This is just impressive back and forth action. I mean, you talked about it, the dig from Flickinger, couldn't get it on that second one. But again, you just see how hard LSU is making it right now for Hawaii to score.
Pass a little off, but Dotson adjusted and put it in the right spot. That's her 13th kill.
I mean, every single point, you see those extra efforts, the second efforts, the blocks, the pancakes, the digs, you name it, from LSU. Hawaii, and I mean every bit of this, they are earning every single point they're getting right now.
Here's Alexander again. Dotson. Good block from Hawaii. Dotson will try once more. Alexander getting the bulk of the work in recent points. Let's see if she tries again. Pass off. And the shot goes wide. I think the pass made it difficult there for Alexander. She had to reach a little farther than she would have liked. And it's 10-7 Tigers. Ella Larkin with the serve. And right there is Dotson. LSU with their 13th block of the night. They've been impressive. They came in averaging just a shade over 2 blocks per set for the season. But they're well above that tonight, close to 4.
I was going to say, something tells me that average is going to go up after tonight.
Alexander, nicely done. Didn't give it all the velocity in the world. She saw a little opening, and savvy move from the freshman.
And that's impressive as a freshman. You're making that adjustment, right? We've seen her have the big swing, go hard with it. You see, there's no one really behind that front block, that wall for LSU. So if you can find a way to get it around, you'll find some hardwood, and she did.
Dotson that time couldn't get it through the blockers of Hawaii. Westerberg and Akana. And that's just the 5th block for the Rainbow Wahine. They're back within 2. Another serve for Alexander. Placed well in the back corner. Dotson got a running start, but Hawaii was able to fight it off. This time to the middle. And Aaliyah Williams found some open space.
LSU got a free crack at that one as Hawaii got out of system, had to send it over. And I tell you what, LSU made them pay.
12-9 Tigers. And Walk, just the second ace of the night. Back-to-back points for the Tigers to go up 13-9.
Yeah, I think it won't be here, but I think from Coach Mo, you're going to see a timeout maybe coming soon if LSU can get another point or two.
Yeah, this is a critical time for Hawaii. A must-win set, and that's a big point. Wagner gets another kill. That's her 17th of the night. Well, after that first set, LSU has really started to take control. 25-19 in the second, 25-20 in the third. They've led by as many as 4 here in this fourth set. The lead now at 3.
I think Coach Tanya Johnson might have identified a, couldn't tell, it looked like she was looking at the floor, maybe it was a wet spot that was down there.
Kaylee Ikanaga will serve it for Hawaii. Leads the team in digs this season coming in, 281. You'd expect that from libero as Hill makes it 14-10. LSU playing some high-level volleyball, especially since that first set. Dotson will serve. Lang sets it up. Wagner goes soft. Good effort from Edmonds. Wagner again. Another good dig from LSU's Larkin. Off balance for Igidi, but she still got the point. And it's 14-11.
Well, here we are. It's 11-14. We're getting, again, to that point where usually those big runs, this is where they've happened in every set so far in this match. And, of course, if you're Hawaii, you need to go on a run right now.
Good setup by the Tigers. Williams with another kill. And it'll take us to our first time out of the set, 15-11. LSU 10 points away from advancing, leading 2-1. They're having a good time at Maples Pavilion. 15-11 LSU leading Hawaii here in the fourth set. Tigers a 2-1 lead over Hawaii, trying to move into the second round for the first time since 2014. Winner of this one gets the winner of Stanford and Pepperdine later tonight. Here's Wagner. Partially blocked. Now LSU a chance. Flickinger couldn't get it past the Hawaii blockers. Wagner tries again and just got it over.
She hit that so hard. I mean, I think for both of us, we couldn't tell. Did it go over the net? Did it get blocked back across on Hawaii's side? Because, I mean, as soon as it got hit into the block attempt, it went straight down. That's how hard Wagner hit it.
I tried to play it cool like I knew, but it was tough to see.
Oh, trust me, once I saw the point, I looked up to our official over here to see which way he was going to point.
Exactly right. Hawaii keeps the point alive.
That might have been a double
LSU,
hit.
yeah, LSU was looking for 4. They're asking the officials. Tanya Johnson thinks that should have been their point. But as it stands, it's Hawaii back within 2.
Yeah, it almost looks like for the official standpoint, when Milana Bird went to just send that one down. They counted that as a block, not a hit. Because I saw when they first appealed for it, that's exactly the sign that the officials were showing.
I think Coach Tanya Johnson's trying to figure out if this is something that she can challenge. But it will be another Hawaii serve, 15-13. LSU led by as many as 4 here in this 4th set. Feeding on Wusi in the middle. And she got enough on it, 16-13.
That was a big point for LSU. I know that's interesting to say, right? They're up 2-1. They were up 2 points, but sometimes when you have a questionable call like that, things can kind of go off the rail a little bit. Momentum can change, so it's good for them to regroup and get that point.
That's a good point. You don't want to let it spiral. They answered right away. And now Flickinger off the net and out. Hawaii back within 2.
Because remember, right now for Hawaii, this is it. They're 9 points away potentially from being knocked out. They will take any opportunity to have some life and game momentum that you give them.
And here they go, back within a point. Timeout LSU. The crowd starting to make some noise. The Hawaii section on their feet, trying to root their team on. And as you said, Jordan, momentum can shift just like that, and it feels like maybe the Rainbow Wahine are sensing that.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's whenever you have, it's that proverbial, you back a wounded animal, if you will, right? That metaphor. You back into a corner, what are they going to do? They're going to come out swinging with everything that they have. And right now, that's what you see Hawaii's doing. Again, they had a big time block there. You saw some of the strong attacks that they've had when they've been on offense. And, yeah, right now it's just, like I said, they're going to look for anything. And you've already forced LSU into a timeout. So now we'll see how they come out of this timeout. So we've seen where timeouts have worked earlier in this match, where the team that called the timeout, they get that next point. We've seen it where it hasn't worked out. So what's going to come up next?
Well, you know Hawaii knows how to win. They've won 12 matches in a row. They went 19-1 in the Big West. Only loss came October 15th against Cal Poly. That's the last time they lost a match. So it's been nearly 2 months. And they're trying to keep their season alive. They made it to the second round of the tournament last year. As we mentioned, LSU hasn't been to the tournament at all since 2017. Haven't been out of the first round since 2014.
And two might count, Ben, some unfamiliar territory with Hawaii. Talk about that win streak that they've had. I think this is the first time since that Cal Poly matchup that they've been down 2-1. They've dropped the first set before, but then after that they rally on to take the next 2 at least.
Nice placement by Flickinger. And LSU goes back up by 2. Paige Flickinger having a nice match. 11 kills, 8 digs, 3 blocks as she prepares to serve. Little trouble for Hawaii, and that's going to give LSU a chance. Feeding on Wusi in the middle. And back-to-back points for the Tigers.
That almost seemed like one of those situations where a miss-hit works in your favor. I don't think Lucy got all of that like she wanted to. And I think Hawaii defensively, they were ready for that big swing, and it just didn't happen.
You're right. It was almost a little bit of a curveball.
Yeah.
Hawaii needs this point in a bad way. Alexander couldn't get it by Larkin. Dotson, open court, and she hits it. That's 3 in a row for LSU, and now Hawaii wants time.
A good timeout here for Hawaii. And LSU, it seems like there have been a couple of moments, especially in the set, where you think Hawaii's got that momentum. They might force a fifth set. And then right when they need it the most, LSU seems to have an answer to really calm things down.
Don't forget, this is just the first of our 2 matches tonight. The number 1 seed, Stanford, the host, will take on Pepperdine. Scheduled for 7 o'clock. That'll be a little delayed. 30 minutes after the finish of this one is when our next match will start. We'll bring it to you right here on ESPN Plus, and then the 2 winners will face off tomorrow night at 6 o'clock Pacific time.
Ben, I have to say, isn't it awesome to say we'll have it here for you on ESPN Plus? I know you and I, we've had a couple of broadcasts together on some web streams, and tell you what, it's just an honor. I know for me, this is the first time I've ever been a part of postseason volleyball in this fashion. I had a chance to do postseason men's soccer as well on ESPN Plus. It really is an honor to be here with you, calling a great matchup, 2 great matchups that we have with
Absolutely.
4 really good teams here. I'm having a blast with it. And again, just to say ESPN Plus, like that's just really cool, isn't it?
It is. Hey, the privilege is all mine. It's always great to work with you, Jordan. And, yeah, as you said, we're far from done. You see some of the Stanford fans getting ready for their match. Can't wait to call that one with you as well, as this is an interesting group of 4 teams. You're talking Big West powers in Hawaii, SEC, Pac-12, and then you got the West Coast Conference with Pepperdine, one of 4 WCC teams in the tournament. Let's see if Hawaii can go on a run and stay in this match. Dotson has it sent back, and that was big from Westerberg and Bird.
Yeah, Westerberg, she's really been flexing some muscles defensively in this 4th set. I mean, that for her, that's the 4th block she's been a part of now in this match. And that one's going right back in the face of Dotson.
Kate Lane, the Big West setter of the year, ready to serve for Hawaii. Another huge point. And a sneak attack from Vondran kept alive. Nice effort from Dotson.
18 digs for her now.
A career high. Alexander, powerful. Hawaii within 2. Here's Lang to serve again. Rainbow Wahine trying to get back level. Set up for Dotson.
Goodness.
I don't know how Ikenaga kept that point alive. And a nice dig from Lang. Alexander again, but a whistle and a violation. Point to LSU.
To your point, Ben, sometimes you hit the ball and other times the ball hits you. That,
Yeah.
And I think that was the latter that happened there.
It still counts as a dig, and a remarkable one at that, but LSU ends up winning the point, and they lead by 3 again. Ella Larkin serves it for the Tigers. Nice setup, better dig. Dotson. Boy, that was a big-time point for LSU. Everybody contributed. A hell of a dig for Jill Bonet.
And this is no knock on Hawaii at all, because their effort has been phenomenal in this match too. But it just feels like, for the most part, the last 3 sets or so, whenever it's taken that extra effort to make a point happen for LSU, they found a way to make it happen.
Another timeout taken by Hawaii. Well, you're right, Jordan, to your point. You marked down that point in the last set, that it just felt like Hawaii had won multiple times and somehow LSU hung in and got the point for themselves. We've seen a few of those in this 5th set too. The Tigers have just had all the answers, and that has them within 4 points of advancing.
No, absolutely, because again, I think especially in this 4th set, I think Hawaii has come out and done a pretty good job in terms of being aggressive offensively. We've seen some big blocks defensively. And when I think of some of the big plays that have happened in that regard, right, some of the big hits, the big swings, and the big blocks, you would think that you would look up at the scoreboard and see Hawaii in front right now in this 4th set, but no, it's been the other way around.
Well, if LSU does hang on and win, they're going to buck a couple of trends that we were talking about. You mentioned 10-1 when they hit 250 or better. They're only at 214 as far as hitting percentage. The other one we were talking about before the match is, does this count as a day or a night match?
That's
starting
right.
At 4:30 local time, because LSU's been great at night, 10-2, but only 5-11 during the day. Technically, we got confirmation this counts as a day match if it starts before 5 local time. Maybe it was close enough to sunset where it felt like night.
Close enough to sunset. You're 2 hours behind where you usually would be in terms of LSU in the central time zone. I mean, it's something about these LSU teams in night games, right? How many times do you hear about Tiger Stadium, Death Valley, and the atmosphere at night, right? Like, it's just something about LSU. And again, look at that effort.
They stay in another point, but Alexander puts an end to it. Alexander has really played well.
Yes, she has.
The freshman with her 15th kill.
Now this,
all right, now or never for Hawaii.
And this could be interesting. Here's your leader in aces on the year for Hawaii in terms of Alexander.
Serve handled by Bonet. Dotson from a little farther back than she would have liked. Hawaii scrambles. And a nice dig from Flickinger. Dotson with the tap over. Set up. Wagner puts it through the blockers, and again Hawaii within 2. You know they're not going to go down without a fight.
Absolutely not. If you're LSU, you're going to have to find a way to put them out. But again, in terms of putting some points together, this is who Hawaii probably would want on a serve at a moment where they really need a run.
Just long.
I did it again.
The announcers changed.
I did it again.
And it's 22-19.
And on top of that, she's from Metro Atlanta too. What am I doing?
Georgia's going to turn on you. Want to shout out Kate Lang as well with 45 assists in this match. She's now over 2,000 for her career. So the setter of the year in the Big West continues to get it done, but it's LSU within 3 points of victory. Crawls over the net. Tigers to attack. Dotson through the blockers. 23-19.
I've seen it for a couple of points now, but you really see, especially on the bench for LSU, they know how close they are to advancing on.
It's been almost a decade since they've moved into the second round, 2014, as we might get a challenge here, our second of the match.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Oh, there we go. So they're looking for the net. Of course, this might be
net on the hit.
One of those things too, where you might as well use it. You take a little break and a pause if you're Hawaii. I mean, LSU 2 points away from potentially winning.
You got the challenge. Give it a shot, like you said. Even if you don't win it, serves as essentially a timeout.
Yep.
And if you're Hawaii, this would be obviously huge, because as it stands now, LSU leading 23-19, 2 points away from moving on.
And while we're here too, just want to give a quick shout out to both staffs of these teams here. So Keontae Herrera for LSU and then Kara Nishimura for Hawaii. Both of those two did a phenomenal job helping us out, giving the notes, helping set up coaches' interviews throughout the week. So I just want to give them a shout out while we can. I think SIDs and athletic comms directors are the unsung heroes when it comes to athletic programs.
No question. Wagner with another kill. The challenge, by the way, was unsuccessful, so now it's 23-20. And Hawaii needs to go on a run here to stay in this tournament. Taylor Ikenaga will serve, the sophomore from Honolulu. Dotson, blocked back, still in play. And a chance for Hawaii. Another stuff block for LSU. Samara Hill, and it's match point.
LSU fans on their feet.
4 match points for the Tigers. Sine Dotson to serve. Crawls over. Quick feed for Igidi. And that's one fought off by Hawaii. But now it'll be the Rainbow Wahine's turn to serve. Substitutions here for Hawaii as they try to keep their season alive. 22-6, 19-1 in the Big West. 12 straight wins coming in. All on the line right now. Kendra Ham to serve. And an over ball put home by Igidi. They're back within 2. Let's see if LSU wants to use their last timeout.
Well, for most of the last few sets, we haven't seen LSU really beat themselves in terms, like you mentioned, there's the over hit. Of course, when you're trying to close it out, now isn't the time to try to start doing that. And, well, of course, it's Hawaii who ends up doing it to themselves.
It sails long, and that will do it. LSU moving on to the second round for the first time since 2014. After losing the first set, they come back to win it in 4, 25-22 in the fourth. And congratulations to head coach Tanya Johnson and her Tigers as they get to celebrate a first-round win, and they'll face the winner of Stanford Pepperdine tomorrow.
No, that was such a fun match. Hats off to LSU. I'm going to be excited to see them play tomorrow. And I think the thing about it, too, again, is we saw them win in a way that they usually don't. They hit under 250. They were at 215 and found a way to get it done. I thought their defense was impressive, 14 blocks in total. Then when you look at it on the other side, for Hawaii, I mean, what a learning experience. It's not just this one match, but this whole season has been for them. You talked about the 12-game winning streak, 19-1 in the conference. They played some of those big RPI matches out of conference to build up their resume for the postseason. So, again, what a great learning experience for an overall a really young team. Something tells me we're going to see them back here again next year.
No question about it. Both of these teams are young, talented, and I think building their programs. For Hawaii, obviously, they've been to the top. But LSU, Tanya Johnson, the job she's done, really impressive. We'll just give you some of the final individual stats. Riley Wagner led everybody with 20 kills. She also had 17 digs for Hawaii. Amber Igidi finishing with 16 kills, 4 blocks. Kaylin Alexander, the freshman, 15 kills and 4 digs. And how about Kate Lang, the setter of the year in the Big West? 10 digs, 47 assists. And a shout out to Taylor Ikenaga, who led the Rainbow Wahine with 18 digs. For LSU, Sine Dotson, 16 kills, a career-high 18 digs, and 4 blocks. A double-double for Paige Flickinger as well, 11 kills and 10 digs. Anita Onwusi, a big match with 10 kills and 6 blocks. Aaliyah Williams led everybody with 7 blocks in the match. And it was a tandem for the assists. Vondran with 21, Walk with 22. A real good team win for LSU. So Jordan, as the Pepperdine Waves and Stanford Cardinal begin to warm up, I'll give you a chance for some final thoughts from the first match. About 30 minutes away from match number 2 tonight.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to see for either of these teams, whether it's Pepperdine or Stanford, how they're going to match up against LSU. Again, we talked about how winning can be very contagious, and it's an addicting feeling. For LSU, remember, they had to go back to the 16th, not even since they won a match, but when they won a set. Then all of a sudden they take off 3 in a row here tonight. So it's going to be really interesting to see if they can continue